Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kick Six podcast. I'm Tracy Lynn, Coach Kirk Broussard. It's 2024. Happy holidays, happy new year, happy everything. Cheers. You know I've always got a glass of wine really close to me. And it's Friday night. We have our cozies on. And we're down to the final week. It's a little bittersweet, the NFL season. And it really gives notion of the any given Sunday. It couldn't come any more into play than it has right now. Now, some contenders are prepared to rest their key starters this weekend. And, you know, of course, we have expect the unexpected is another theme. It's, again, another season. And the same thing, expect the unexpected this year. We're going to have a lot of late year spoilers, a lot of things that will happen this weekend. Wow. I know it's been a little bit since we've been together. Coach Kirk Broussard, how are you? How's it going? Happy holidays.
I'm great. Happy New Year. Wow, 2024. I mean, is it me or 23 just flew by? Or do we say that every year?
No, you know what? I felt like 23 flew by, blink of an eye, it's done, but it came with a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
It came with a lot of surprises, which has landed us to this week. Now, a lot of people could agree and you could disagree. Again, make sure you're following us on all our socials. You can comment on anything, chime in on the conversation. This season was definitely all about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, wasn't it?
They definitely stole the show. They stole the show this season. And I mean, how about Swift and Mahomes' wife teaming up as besties?
Right?
You know?
I mean, she brought a lot of people to the games, meaning her celebrity friends, which we got to see in the box. She got really close with Donna Kelce, mama of Travis.
Yeah, she's in good now.
She is. And, you know, she's brought her parents to the game. She's brought her celebrity friends like Blake Lively. And she's brought a lot of new viewers to the game.
But has she been bad luck? Because the Chiefs have struggled this year.
Well, at first she was good luck. And then we actually, in the last couple of weeks, and this is what I wanted to start things off with, we've seen a lot of tempers when it comes to KC. Now we know that the football field is crowded with a lot of ego. There's a lot of stuff that's happening on there. But we've seen a different side of Patrick Mahomes lately. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. I mean, you know, he's been up and down, if you ask me. I mean, he's you know, people have brought the question up, is it his lack of not having Eric Bieniemy, that continuity that he had with his offensive coordinator? Is it the lack of weapons that he doesn't have? Is it the offensive line that's not giving him time to do his thing? But he certainly has regressed. And, you know, maybe he'll be a new man in the playoffs. But we've seen a lot of that this year, from Russell Wilson regressing to a lot of our sharp QBs. You know, we lost Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of the year. We've been kind of playing with a lot of backups this year. And then here now in week 18, it's going to be a lot of backups because a lot of people are resting their players.
Right. They're resting, they're recharging. But yeah, it's been an incredible season, that's for sure. I've been up and down in my pool. I only won the 1 week. I've come so close, but a lot of upsets. You can't predict anything. And I know I sound like a broken record. Every season I say the same thing. That's been a lot of everything's been unpredictable. But that's why we love the game. Right. Yeah. And that's why we make bold choices when it comes to our picks. So,
yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about week 18. Are you confident with what you're going to say? And are we still going with our Super Bowl contenders? I mean, it's going down hard this weekend.
So we got to go back and look at the first episode.
Yeah.
To look at our Super Bowl picks. I mean, because I could have sworn I said 49ers. And I could have sworn I may have said Baltimore. You know.
Okay. I don't remember you saying that, but you know, I have my paper. It says Ravens and 49ers for my Super Bowl pick.
Oh, Was that from the beginning of the year?
I don't know. We have to
Okay.
go back, but I just wrote that down. I don't remember what we talked. I know we tossed around a few things, but then we've seen a different Dolphins team this year.
Yeah, but they hadn't played anybody. They're full. The Dolphins are fool's gold. I don't believe the Dolphins. They have a stellar record against below 500 teams.
Mhm.
They've faced really good teams. They've struggled and they've lost.
Yes. Yeah. There's been, I mean, look at the Giants, my team.
Yeah, I'm just impressive that Tua has gotten through a complete season healthy. That's impressive.
Yes. And you know what? We haven't had, and this is a good thing. This is something that we will say, knock on wood. It's been a good thing. We haven't had the injuries like we've had in previous seasons to the extent where we saw Tua with how many concussions last year. We saw Hamlin almost exactly a year ago,
Yeah,
full on cardiac arrest, like dies 3-4 times and comes back to life.
yeah,
And we thank God, we thank Jesus that he's good.
yeah,
But as far as injuries this year, we haven't seen extreme injuries. Okay, yes, Rodgers is still out.
yeah,
I don't even know what to predict with Aaron Rodgers these days.
yeah. I mean, I heard somewhere where he was going to try to come back for the last couple games, but that's not happening. He may as well just sit out. They may as well just, try to get a high pick and make it through these last couple games and get him ready for next year.
He's been busy because if you follow any socials and all the news, I mean, he was just being interviewed and I think he was making some really like harsh allegations against, was it Jimmy Fallon or someone with the Epstein stuff? And I just felt like saying, you know what? Someone needs to tell Rodgers just to shut up and heal, like focus on football.
Yeah.
Don't get involved.
At first, we were like, an Achilles injury, seriously, how can you come back that fast at his age? Because normally that injury takes anywhere from 10 months to a year to come back from, So for him to come back this season was just absurd. 6 months later or less, that was ridiculous for a man that's almost 40.
And was it Tyreek Hill? His house burning down. Thank goodness nobody was hurt. He's dealing with injury. He's dealing with his house burning down. But the 2023 season really didn't come with the headlines that we're used to. It hasn't been a soap opera season, has it?
No, it's been kind of under the radar, and the Baltimore Ravens have just been rolling along quietly. No one's really talking about them, and people have talked about the 49ers a lot. People had them picked. But Baltimore's been kind of under the radar, and right now they're leading the league. So,
and before we get to our picks, I want to talk about this guy in particular that has made us like, what? Flacco.
Yeah, I mean,
whoa!
Is he comeback player?
Where did he come from?
Is he comeback player of the year, or is that going to go to DeMar Hamlin? Who are you going to give it to?
I'm sorry, but I'm going to say Flacco.
Really? Wow. So,
but that's a hard pick. You can't pick anything. You can't predict anything. It's hard to pick. But I mean, okay, come on.
Flacco's a great story. I give you that. It's a great story.
He's a good story.
But Hamlin died on the field and came back. That's unreal.
And you know what? And I know that really it tugs at our heartstrings. And you know what? But we're grateful for him to be back, and we're grateful for this.
Yeah.
And he's back. He's healthy. Great. But Flacco was like here, and then he went down here. And then all of a sudden, we were talking to him for a long time. It was like, where'd this guy go? And now he's back up here.
He's won some games, but I mean, what is he? He has 13 touchdowns against 8 interceptions. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like he's setting the world on fire, but at his age, it has been impressive that he's been able to win games. And that's what he was brought there to do, to get them through some games and win games if they lost to Deshaun Watson. So,
It's been a season. We can put it that way. It's been a season. So let's get to our week 18 picks. This is the Kick Six podcast with Coach Kirk Broussard and myself, Tracy Lynn. And please chime in on the conversation. Let us know what your picks are. This is where well, Kirk and I don't always agree on things, and it's always a surprise when we do.
Yeah.
But let's get things started. Now we've got the Baltimore and Pittsburgh game.
Okay.
Who are you going with? What's your pick?
Well, I picked the Steelers because Baltimore is resting everybody. Everybody's sitting out. Lamar Jackson's not playing.
Yeah.
And a lot of their other starters aren't playing because they don't have to play. They've already did the work. They've already clinched their spot in the playoffs. They've already secured their division championship. Mm-hmm. And so I picked the Steelers because the Steelers still have a chance to get in. This is a must win for the Steelers.
Yes. Well, here we're starting things off with us agreeing. 2024, my goodness, we're getting along. This is good. Okay, because I went with the Steelers as well. Yeah. Then we have Indianapolis taking on Houston.
Okay.
I went with an Indianapolis win.
Now, see, I didn't understand that because Houston.
Welcome back, Coach Kirk Broussard.
Houston is also in a position where they must win. Mm-hmm. Their rookie quarterback has just came back from concussion protocol. He's getting back in the groove of things. And before that, he was setting the world on fire. He's favored to win Rookie of the Year. You got Gardner Minshew leading Indianapolis. He's been solid this year, but they don't have their stud rookie Anthony Richardson in, and you're going against a team that must win to make the playoffs. And the game is in Houston. I mean, it just makes sense that Houston should win this game. So I pick Houston.
We know who should be winning, but can they win it? Can they do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we disagree on this one. Mm-hmm. Moving along, we got New Orleans and Atlanta.
Yeah. Okay.
You picked. I went with the Saints. I went with New Orleans.
Okay.
New Orleans. I don't know how I say it. I know I'm just a Canadian girl.
I'm from New Orleans, and
okay.
You said New Orleans.
New Orleans.
No, not New Orleans. New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Not New Orleans.
Anyways, I'm going with the dang Saints, okay?
Yeah, so
I'll be practicing that tonight. After this glass of wine, I'm going to be voicing you going,
New Orleans, baby. I can bring my New Orleans accent out.
I love it. This is what I love about you.
Yeah, so we have I agree with you on that. New Orleans needs to win to have a chance to be in the playoffs. They need someone else to lose, and they need to win, and they still have a shot. So I think Carolina, they need Carolina to lose, I think.
Okay. So then we have the next one, Tennessee or Jacksonville. Yeah. I'm going with a Titans win. You're shaking your head.
We disagree on that one. Okay.
Why?
Jacksonville needs to win this game.
I know what you're saying. Who needs to win, but who is going to win? There's a difference.
Well, when a team is hungry and they really need this for either a playoff position or to clinch a playoff spot like Jacksonville does, and Tennessee, who the starting quarterback is CJ Bethel. I mean, he's not even there. He's like the third string quarterback.
Yeah.
And the game is in Jacksonville. I mean,
expect the unexpected.
Enlighten me on why would you pick Tennessee?
I just think that they'll do it. I think if they just want it, they're going to do it.
Okay. So I go Jacksonville. You go Tennessee. Gotcha.
We got Minnesota taking on Detroit. Who are you going with before I tell you my pick?
Well, I just think Minnesota has shut down shop, and they're going to just start trying to gear up for next year. So, and I think Detroit's defense is going to get them through. That game will be close, but I think Detroit will win.
Okay. Yeah, we agree on that one. New England over the New York Jets.
No, this is the hardest one for me to pick because they both have absolutely nothing to play for.
No, I went with New England.
Yeah, you went with New England. New England's quarterback, I don't know the guy. The Jets have committed to bring back their GM and head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to say, are these two teams going to try to tank this game to get a higher playoff? Because if I'm not mistaken, the loser of this game gets the third pick, and the winner gets the second pick. I think this is that game. So in this game, I picked the Jets based off of their being at home, and I know they're going to play good defense.
Okay.
And Belichick has got one foot out the door, I believe.
Yeah, I know he's been making headlines lately, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What's he going to do? I think he's done. Okay, so the Bucs were upset by their rivals, the Saints, last week, and they need to win against Carolina to clinch the division. So we have Tampa Bay, Carolina. I went with the Bucs win on this one. What are you going with?
Well, Carolina's been absolutely horrible all year, and they're probably going to get the first pick in the draft. And Baker Mayfield has been on fire lately. Mm-hmm. And Tampa needs to win to be in the playoffs. They need to win to be even in the conversation for the playoffs. So I went Tampa on this.
Okay. As we said, 2023, expect the unexpected. You can't really predict anything. And if you're like me and you're in a pool, maybe 2 or 3, I won week 4, I think. I've come close. I haven't come anywhere near that. I just can't. We have upsets every week. We had the what is going on the field games. And we see a lot of ego. We see the temper tantrums. We see a lot of disconnect when it comes to the teams. May it be the coach, may it be the players, may it be a mix of both. I mean, you've been on the sidelines, you know that frustration that can happen. Yeah. And I watch it as a fan. You watch games as a coach. You analyze things a lot different. You see things different than I do. Yeah. So, it's interesting. I love when we have these debates of, okay, who's going to win, who's not going to win. But again, these are just our picks. Week 18. Kick 6 podcast. Let us know if you agree or disagree in the comments. Let's move along to Cleveland and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
What do you think's going on with that?
Well, Jake Browning's been playing pretty well since they lost their starting quarterback. So I went with Cincinnati on this game. At home, Cleveland is playing their third string quarterback, who they just signed off of the couch, Jeff Driscoll.
But he wants to prove something, so I went with Cleveland.
Wow. No, I thought you went with Cincinnati.
I love the little wow.
Well, didn't you go with Cincinnati?
No, I picked Cleveland.
Okay, the picks that you sent me, it said Cincinnati.
Oh, I just copied and pasted what I sent you. It said Cleveland over Cincinnati right here.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't mind this thing.
I thought your all caps were your pick.
No, I picked Cleveland over Cincinnati.
Okay, I see it now. Gotcha. All right.
We will find out who knows football at the end of week 18.
Yeah, this is gonna be. We got to go back and fact check these after Sunday.
We do. We do. Okay, so we got Seattle and Arizona. It's an Arizona home game.
Yeah, real simple. The Seahawks have to win to get in the playoffs. Yep. Arizona sucks. Well, I'm going to go Seattle.
Okay, we agree on that one. Green Bay, Chicago.
Yeah. Green Bay, another team that has to win for a playoff. I have Green Bay over Chicago. Chicago's trying to get Justin Fields out the door. They don't really know what their future entails in Chicago.
It's going to be an interesting end of season for a lot of these teams to see how they reshuffle players, who's in, who's out.
Yeah.
It will be really interesting. And then, of course, we have the draft, which we will be covering as well to see the newbies coming in. And a lot of the newbies that have played this season, they're doing pretty good. We've seen them over the years as well. They've evolved.
Yeah. Been working.
Yeah.
My new job, I've been working on the draft.
There we go. Well, it's going to be here before we know it. In a blink of an eye. Time's flying fast.
Yeah.
It really is. Okay, week 18. Coach Kirk Broussard, Tracy Lynn, the Kick Six Pod was continue with our picks. Philadelphia or the New York Giants? You're not hurting my feelings on this one.
Yeah, I went with Philly on this. I mean, Hurts is going to play. Philly's just way better than the Giants. And Philly is playing for a number 1 seed, I believe.
Yep. No, I agree with you. I agree with you, guys. This is Friday night. We're both in our hoodies. We're just living the best life going through week 18 for football.
Yeah.
Does it get any better than this? I don't think so. San Fran in the Rams.
Yeah.
Week 18. I went with a San Fran win.
Okay. This one was a hard one because they're both resting players. San Fran is resting everybody. So, and then LA is playing like a second or third string quarterback. And so I went with San Fran just because, coin toss there.
Yep. Las Vegas and Denver. What's your pick, Coach Kirk Broussard?
I'm going to go Denver. Yeah, because Vegas, they got some new energy there with Antonio Pierce as a head coach. Mm-hmm. But I think Sean Payton has a lot to prove. He wants to go out strong so he can show upper management that that they made the right decision bringing him there. They benched Russell, so I think the new quarterback that they bring in is going to be inspired. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos.
Really?
Yes.
You sure? You want to lock that in stone? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about that. Yeah.
I went with a Raiders win.
I know you went Raiders, Shane.
I did.
All right.
I don't know. We agree to disagree, guys. Are you team Coach Kirk Broussard or are you team Tracy Lynn? We want to know.
Okay. And also, hit that like button and subscribe button if you like the show. It's free to do it. It costs you nothing.
Support us, like us. Okay, so we're agreeing to disagree on that one. Kansas City over the Chargers.
Kansas City is playing for playoff ramifications there. And the Chargers are a complete mess. So I went with KC. Yes,
that's kind of like a no-brainer. We got Washington and Dallas hitting the field week 18. Who are you going with?
Washington's about to fire their head coach and start over. And Dallas is playing for a higher seed in the playoffs. I went with Dallas.
Okay, we agree on that one. I went with a Dallas win. Now, this one, the last game that we need to give our picks on. Buffalo, Miami.
Mm-hmm.
What's your pick, Coach Kirk Broussard?
I went with Buffalo because I feel like Miami is going to be resting players because they've already clinched. And Buffalo, although I feel like they've been in complete shambles since they lost their offensive coordinator, they've been up and down a lot. Mm-hmm. I think Buffalo can pull that game out because Miami won't be at full strength.
Are you sure?
Yeah, week 18 has been so easy to predict because everybody's resting players.
I know, but I went with a Miami win.
Did you? Okay. Could happen, but I think Buffalo wants to finish strong.
Well, they may want to finish strong, and I've been a huge supporter of Buffalo.
Yeah.
Every year for the past 4 years of this show, I've always started off Buffalo's, looking great. Oh my gosh, this is their year. Blah blah blah. But yeah, no, I went with Miami. Yeah. There you go. Week 18. Here's our predictions. These are our picks. What do you guys think? Anyone in particular, Coach Kirk Broussard, that off the top of your head, who you are what team you're really looking forward to seeing how they perform? Or as we said, moving forward, we've talked about the possibility of Ravens and 49ers
Yeah,
as the Super Bowl game.
I'm looking forward to see how the Steelers finish the season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if Mike Tomlin can finish the season with a win and have a strong playoff run, I'm really curious to see how the new quarterback Rudolph is going to do in the playoffs as well. If they can even make the playoffs, they need to win this last game to have a shot. So,
well, I look forward to catching up with you in a couple of days so that we can go over everything that has happened this week and see who had the better picks.
Yeah, I'll be watching that Steelers game. After last week's game, you saw Mason Rudolph go over Randolph, and he was signing. Someone put their baby down for him to sign their baby. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are people thinking about? I mean, yes, please sign my baby.
Yeah.
I mean, you maybe my shirt.
Yeah.
Or like a hat, but no, please sign my baby.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious to see. Well, I'm curious to know, do you have your MVP pick? Do you have your most improved player pick? Have you thought about that yet?
I have not, but we will regroup in a couple of days, and I think that will be the topic.
Okay.
Well, we'll do that. Again, this has been a season.
Yeah. There's a chance I might be down at the Pro Bowl.
Okay.
So if I'm at the NFL Pro Bowl in Orlando, I'll let you know, and maybe we can get some interviews with some guys.
Yes, go get a mini mic, and go get the interviews. We'll go live. We'll have you live on location, and I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be great. This is going to be a good week. This is a great season. Expect the unexpected. Any last words, Coach Kirk Broussard? We're talking about Week 18.
Yeah, I just want to say, the Pro Bowl is coming up in Orlando, and I'm a part of an organization, and we do a youth Pro Bowl. We've done it for 7 years. So it's the best kids from around the country from ages 6 to 14. And you can sign up and get nominated to play in a game through youthprobowl.com. You can check out that website, and you can nominate your kid or any youth player that you think is dynamic to play in the Youth Pro Bowl. And it's a great event. It consists of practices. Every kid gets a Pro Bowl uniform. They play in a Pro Bowl game against the best kids in the country. They get Pro Bowl rings. They have a pep rally where they get NFL guest speakers. The game is coached by retired NFL players. And then every kid gets to go to the NFL practices, the NFL Pro Bowl practices.
Amazing.
Meet all of the Pro Bowlers. They'll get to go through the ESPN experience, which is that virtual NFL experience that's really cool. And then every kid will get a ticket to the actual NFL Pro Bowl game to go and watch the game with their parents. So it's a cool event, and that's at youthprobowl.com. You can go and check that out.
Amazing. Youthprobowl.com.
Yes.
You can get onto that link right now. Coach Kirk Broussard, thank you so much for everything that you do, not only for your community, for the game, and for kids around the world. Yeah. I mean, you really need an award. I mean, you guys don't understand the stuff that he does behind the scenes, and you really need to be recognized for that, because the stuff that you do for underprivileged children, not just in the U.S., but like all over the world. And thank you so much. And we are very grateful for you. And we are grateful for your picks every week as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And your football knowledge.
Let's see if I'm right. I mean, it's been a rough year for both of us with picks. Crazy.
It has. Guys, have a wonderful evening. We look forward to catching up next week. We'll talk about MVPs. We'll talk about our other predictions. And Super Bowl is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Coach Kirk Broussard, Tracy Lynn, the Kick Six podcast. Make sure you follow us on our socials, like us, share, comment, and support two people just doing what we love, talking about the game. So Happy New Year, everybody. Great to be back. And Coach Kirk Broussard, again, cheers to you and everything that you do for kids around the world and for the game. It's going to be a great year ahead.
Thank you. And thank you for everything that you do for your community and for the show as well. And like she said, it's free to subscribe to the show. Help us out with the algorithms. Hit the like button. If you watch the show, if you catch it on all major streaming platforms, you can listen to the show. And follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. God bless.
See you guys. We'll meet back again soon. Good luck for week 18. I'm Tracy Lynn, Coach Kirk Broussard. This is the Kick 6 podcast.